Hey guys, back in the workshop again. Going to make some climbing volumes. This time it'll be a, basic roof shape style volume. We've got a few videos making climbing volumes, so have a look in the description box below if you want to make some other shapes. We've also started selling climbing volumes through the Southern Boulder website, so check that out as well. You'll be able to buy them all with either a fine friction, which is kind of like a sandstone sort of feel, coarse, which is a bit more granite sort of feel, and then a smooth finish, which is obviously a smooth finish. The other thing is, in the description box below, there'll be a link to a template, which will be all the sides of this made up, taken apart, and with measurements, angles, all that sort of stuff drawn on there. So you'll just be able to have a look at that, copy that onto a piece of plywood at home, you'll be good to go. So, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is cut the first two sides. So, get your sheet of plywood, however long you want to make it. I'm going to end up making this one roughly 900mm long, 300mm wide. So you're going to cut your first side with a 45-degree angle. All these boxes that I'm making, I'm just putting up the videos for ones that are easy to make at home with basic tools, because you're probably not necessarily in a commercial workshop environment, so we'll just keep it basic. Alright, so first thing to do, I'm going to make mine 300mm wide on the sides. So I've marked out 300mm, marked out the straight edge, cut the first bit. And then for your next side, it'll be exact same measurement lengthwise, but it's going to be the width of your ply thinner this way. So the easiest thing to do with that would be to line up your plywood on the bottom. Put a couple of little marks. Flip that up on edge. And then just mark the other side of the plywood. So that'll be, in this case, 20mm thinner. So you've got your 45 on that one. And then because you've already got your 45 on this one, you can set your saw back to square and just cut down your line. So that gives us our two sides. One side, the width of the plywood less than the other, and that'll make it, when they get screwed together, they sit nice and flat on the wall, and they're ready to get out. Cut's going the other way. So what we'll do is we'll cut one at a time. Marking out your first side. Don't start your point right on the end, because there'll be a slight angle going the other way for this cut. So come in roughly the width of the ply again, that should give you plenty. Mark that first bit, and then mark it all the way up to the top. Then because I'm making mine to a measurement, measure from that point. And just mark the other side as well. So for this one, the outside of the box is going to be the short point, and we're going to set our saw at 35 degrees to get that cut, and that all kind of makes sense when it starts going together. So set your saw 35 degrees. What you might find you want to do, if you've got a table that you don't care too much about, is screw your piece of timber to the table, because it'll make it nice and easy to cut your angles without the piece of board moving. And then cut this board, making the outside of the long point at 35 degrees. So, now you've got one side done. We can just do what we did before, mirror it on the other side, just by making it flush on the bottom, make those two marks, And the angle should automatically be right because you've made it thinner than the other board if you make the long points the same on this one. So grab your protractor out, extend that through. So to make your life easy, you pre-drill all your holes. So what you're going to do, find it easiest on the edge of the table. Line the points up so your angles are good for when we put the sides on. And then pre-drill the holes. Usually I put a bead of glue through here, glue it all together. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to take these apart and use them as a template. That shape's worked out pretty well. It's nice and flat on the edges. Ready for the ends. Alright, so what you might find easiest is to cut your piece of plywood down first, because otherwise you're dealing with a big sheet. And then cut your 45-degree angle along the end, which will be that end. So after you've cut your angle on your board, just line up the 2 points of the bit you've already made with there. Come in a little bit from both sides, same reason as before, because you have angles to cut still, so you want to make sure that they're you don't end up cutting off more than you need. Mark one side. Make sure it stays in the right spot, and then mark the other. And what that'll be, will be the long point of a 35-degree angle. So, after you get one side made up, just use it as a template for the other side. Just put that one on there. Line up your short points again. And mark out your triangle. So, after you've got both the sides cut, glue and screw it on the end, nice and flush with both the edges, and you'll be ready for T-nuts and a coat of paint. I would say, as I said in the other video, if you're putting T-nuts in it, do the coat of paint first, because there's nothing worse than T-nuts full of paint. So, I'll grab one I made earlier, and just drill in holes the right size for your T-nuts. Put in as many as you think you're going to fit, but do think about the size of your holes. There's obviously no point putting them right next to the edge, all that sort of thing. So I'll probably put about 3 on this size. And then we'll just chuck some T-nuts down the back. So this is what you end up with. Got a nice roof-shaped volume, T-nuts in the back, ready to bot holes in the front, good to go. And that's it. Check out the description box below for links for the template for this volume, links for videos for other volumes, links to the shop if you want to buy some volumes, and give it a like, comment below any other shapes you might want me to make, and find that subscribe button. See you in the next one.